Well, hey there. Today we are going to talk about a little bit more of the scientific part of alcohol and your body. Now, don't worry, I am just an armchair expert. I am not a doctor or a scientist, so I'm here to break it down in simple layman's terms for you and really just have you start to acknowledge how alcohol was affecting your body personally. Now, I know that you've heard all of the vanity points about what giving up alcohol is going to do. You're going to have clear skin, you're going to lose weight, you're going to sleep better, you are, going to have all of these physical benefits. And I just want to be clear that those do not happen right away. Those are things that take time, and I'll explain why in this video. But I also want to explain why we're doing this exercise. We really want to cement in your memory why alcohol was physically not being good for you. Not why it's not good for the global population, but what you were experiencing when it relates to alcohol. Now, the reason that we're doing this is because when we get further down the road, and maybe you start to get tempted and start thinking about maybe taking alcohol back, maybe taking that back on. Not that that's not possible, but if and when you do, I want you to have a full gamut of information and memories. Now, what happens is when we step away from something that's kind of unfavorable in our lives, like alcohol has been, we start to forget about all of the bad characteristics or kind of minimize them, and we start to glorify and romanticize all of the good things that we think we wanted. It's kind of like with an ex when they come knocking back at your door. It's really easy for you to say, oh yeah, they're so great, I want to take them back. And we just want to give you some data points to remember and recall if and when that happens. So today, we're really going to focus on the physical ramifications that your body was having. Now, in terms of alcohol, we know that alcohol is a toxin. Now, literally, alcohol is ethanol mixed with sugar so that your body can tolerate it and process it. Now, there are some really great books and resources out there on how your body actually does this. A couple are This Naked Mind by Annie Grace and Alcohol Explained by William Porter. But I'll kind of explain some of the just short, quick facts of what happens with alcohol when it's in your body and why you've maybe started to feel kind of icky. So first of all, your body doesn't know how to process alcohol. It's coming in as a foreign substance. Now, one of the things that we try to do when we're drinking alcohol is we try to also hydrate. But what we found out is that when you're mixing alcohol and water, your body reads and processes the fluid from alcohol as water. And then but then because it doesn't know how to process, it gets stuck in the system. And because you're not actually drinking water, you get thirsty. So then when you put water into your system, instead of your body processing it and hydrating your body up like it should, it actually just pees or sweats it out because it's the only thing that's in your body that your body actually does know how to process. So what you're actually doing is just filtering through water really quickly, not hydrating yourself, which is why you're dehydrated, hungover, your skin is icky, all of those things, especially if you're drinking on a frequent basis, because anytime alcohol is in your system, your body is processing everything else that it should be reading normally, just kind of wonky like. So just keep that in mind because so many people think, oh, well, I'll eat a salad and have a margarita and I'll drink plenty of water. But the problem is that when your body is kind of jacked up from alcohol, it's not processing all of those great things, and it's also depleting itself of the vitamins and minerals that you need to be healthy and vibrant and energetic, and that's why you also start to feel sluggish and icky. And these vitamins can get depleted quite a bit over time, especially if, like most of you were either drinking consistently throughout the week, just kind of a slow drip throughout the week, like wine o'clock time, you started to just have a glass of wine to cool down for the night, or if you were getting to the weekends and you were binging. Either way, you're putting an extreme amount of alcohol into your system on a repeat basis. So just about the time it was like getting it sort of flushed out, you put it back in again. And the problem is that alcohol actually takes a lot longer to process than you think because it's a foreign substance, if you will. So while you think that maybe it might be processed by the time your hangover is over, not true. This is why, my friends, that you're going to find some things happening with your body or maybe not happening with your body is a better way to say it, such as your sleep patterns, your weight loss, your healthy skin, glowing skin that you've heard of. Some of those things that people are touting as benefits of not drinking, you're not going to be experiencing them right away. Now, I'm not saying that some of you won't, but for the most part, I just don't want you to get your hopes up that during these 30 days, you're all of a sudden going to be ripped, glowing skin, sleeping like a baby. It's just very unlikely because for most of you, you have a buildup of this alcohol in your system that it's going to take a while to flush out. So with that, I also want to caution you that while your alcohol is flushing out, or your body is flushing out the alcohol, you're also having a deficit of sugars, because almost all alcohol has a ton of sugar in it to help it taste better. And so then your body is also used to getting a high influx of sugar. Now, when that starts to dissipate, because sugar is also addictive, but that's a whole other thing we don't want to challenge right now. What I want you to remember is that your body is going to start craving sugar at an inordinate rate. This happens to almost everyone. And this is normal, it's okay. And what I really recommend is do not fight that beast right now. Give in to the sugar cravings. If you need to find like a healthier type of sugar, find something that maybe has a natural sugar or a coconut sugar, but do not try to deprive yourself, because right now our number one goal is to get rid of alcohol. We can work on the sugar later. And if your body is saying, I need sugar, and you're reading it as I need to drink, one of the first ways you can try to combat that is to actually just get some sugar. So have a piece of cake, chocolate, whatever it is that floats your boat. Try and keep something on hand so that you can feed that craving rather than giving into the alcohol craving. Now, I personally also really like to just treat myself to a dessert. While everyone else is just having their after dinner drinks or whatever else it is, I started to kind of substitute that at the very beginning, and luckily have weaned myself out of that. But it was just a tactic that worked for me, and I invite you to try it on as well. But just really want you to be cautious of how your body is going to respond when you're off gassing, if you will. The effects, that's actually kind of ironic since it is ethanol, the effects of alcohol. So just remember that. Now, today's exercise is specifically asking you to remember how alcohol was making you feel physically. So I want you to detail out all of the characteristics that you can remember as to why alcohol was so unfavorable for you. And that can be sluggishness, that can be tiredness, that can be you feel like you're gaining weight. Even if you can't relate it back to alcohol, if somehow you feel and sense that alcohol is one of the culprits here, I want you to write it down, all right? So I want you to just basically make a long list of pain points that have to do with any sort of physical discomfort, and we'll cover mental discomfort tomorrow when we meet again. So make that long list. I want you to have it so that when alcohol comes knocking back at your door, trying to get back into your life, that you can decide, you can sit down and look at the list, make a clear decision of what it was really like when you were drinking, and decide if that is good for you or not. So do that exercise, and we will meet back here again tomorrow. Take care.